Welcome to the question of the day. Today's question is from Zach in Ohio. Zach asks, we're doing a free furnace February. I keep running into a lot of customers that are very disappointed because they're expecting 50% off, and that's not the case. How can I sell these calls? Great question. In HVAC, we're getting into the slow season here. And so as we go through this, I'm going to talk about why we run these promotions, but I'm also going to open it up to other trade promotions. So this will really tackle all promotions, but I will be specific to your question as well. And then I'm going to go over some specific actions that we can take. So first off, why do we run these promotions? So your company probably has a marketing plan. There's a marketing person and they put a plan together for the entire year. And when they're looking at the year, they're looking for the slow seasons. Because like in HVAC in June, July, when it's getting hot out, like you don't need to market as much. Customers just are hot. And when their AC breaks, they call you, right? Same thing when that first cold snap hits. But there's these pockets in the year that are the slow seasons when we're not getting a lot of calls. And so that's where marketing has to funnel their efforts to drive calls, to make the phone ring. Slow season is a lot like a hole in the yard. If you had a hole right out your front door, like right at the bottom of your steps there, every morning you would walk out and you would step into that hole. But the hole doesn't change. It's there every single morning, just like slow season. It's in the same spot pretty much every year. And so if there's a hole in your yard, you would do something about it. You wouldn't step in it every day. You would fill it in, you'd put a flag in it, you'd put a board over it, like you do something to fix that hole so that you're not stepping in it every year. That's what marketing is doing for these slow seasons. They're figuring out, how do we fix the hole? What do I do ahead of those slow seasons so that we're driving calls as we get into those slow seasons? That's why you're starting to run Free Furnace February, even in January here already. So that's their job. Fill these holes, drive leads. That's what they're doing. So Freebruary or Free Furnace February or whatever other promotions we're running, these are all great promotions. They're designed to drive leads. And as a salesperson, I can harness this excitement, harness this energy into providing sales. One thing that I always ask salespeople is I always ask, when's the best time to buy? Like if I go visit a company and I'm sitting in on their sales meeting, I'll typically ask a sales team, when's the best time to buy? And spoiler alert, the answer is today. Today's always the best time to buy. And that's absolutely true. There's just different reasons. But these promotions that we run, these are often the reasons. So when I'm running a Free Furnace February, that's why today is the best time to buy, because I'm running this promotion right now. This is the best time to buy. So from there, as the marketing plan kicks in and the phones start ringing, that comes to your call center. Your call center, their job is to book the calls. I don't want them getting into the weeds. I don't want them pre-qualifying calls. I don't want them making this confusing. I want them to book calls. And if you're a great salesperson, you want them to book calls too. You don't need them to pre-qualify these for you or read all the fine print and detail. Just book the call and get you out there. If you're a great salesperson, you'll take care of this when you get out there. So number one, what can we do? What specific things can we do as salespeople once we're out there? Number one is attitude. Your own attitude. Be excited. This is a great promotion. Think of it in terms of a dollar value. So I understand how customers could hear this and say, oh, free furnace, 50% off, right? Like it's I do understand how they could think that. But let's say we didn't craft it that way. I'm not saying we shouldn't, because I'm not a marketing person. Okay, they're smarter than I am. But think if we crafted this in a dollar value. This would be about $1,500 off, right? $1,500 is a lot of money. If I offered any promotion that was like, here, you get an additional $1,500 or you save $1,500 or I'm just going to give you $1,500, anything like that, you'd be excited about that. $1,500 is a lot of money. I could do a lot of things with $1,500. And our excitement, our attitude rubs off on our customers. So your body language about this promotion, your smile, your tone of voice, all of that is demonstrating to the customer that today is the best time to buy. Your words of saying today is the best time to buy, that has little effect because that's everybody says that, right? But your body language, your smile, your tone of voice says way more than what your words are going to say. It's like when I'm on an airplane and we hit some turbulence, right? Like when I'm traveling and we hit some pretty bad turbulence, I don't like that very much. Now, if I asked the flight attendant and said, "Are we going to be okay?" Of course they're going to say okay. But that's not the words I'm listening to. What I'm looking for is their body language. I'm looking at their eyes, looking at their body language, the tone of their voice, right? If they seem calm, okay, I know we're going to be okay. But if they looked panic and had a high-pitched voice and they said, yeah, I think we'll be okay. Okay, now I'm going to start to worry. All right. So your body language, smile, tone of voice, that is what's going to drive your excitement and your attitude about this promotion. And that's going to rub off on your customer. Because really, today's the best time to buy with this promotion. Like we're slow. So there's openings, right? There's no waiting. They don't have to wait. It's cold out. It's still cold out, like most areas of the country. February, pretty darn cold yet. And this is the best price. Like prices are always going up. So our price alone is going to be the cheapest, but then we're throwing in a free furnace on top of it. So what a great deal. This is absolutely the best time to buy. So attitude, number one. Number two, it's important to ask this question at the beginning. And this is true for all sales calls, but probably more important with these promotions. Ask this question. What were you hoping to accomplish today? That is a great question to set expectations because whatever that customer says that they want to accomplish, now your efforts can go into accomplishing that. You can go into serving your customer and making sure you accomplish what they want to get accomplished today. But also, as we work through this process, we can tie back to that later. So if they say, yeah, I'm hoping to get this all planned out and replace my furnace, great, we can tie back to that. If they have questions about our promotion later as we get into the details, great, but we can always tie back to what they wanted to accomplish today. So ask that question up front. What were you hoping to accomplish today? All right, number three, be sure to explain the logistics of the work involved and explain it in simple terms. Do not get super technical. Do not get real techie. Nobody wants that. Too techie, no checky. But in very simple terms, walk through the work that's going to be involved here. This is where you're going to emphasize to the customer that they're paying for that AC. They're paying for the labor that's involved, and there's a lot of labor. Customers often think that, oh, you just detach one AC and attach the other, but they don't realize there's all that labor involved in the home. So show them that there's that labor involved as well. So they're paying for the AC, they're paying for that labor. What they're getting is the furnace, the actual furnace for free. This is where you clarify that to the customer. So the furnace is free, but it doesn't change the labor portion. And be excited about that. Again, this is your excitement. Are you presenting this as if, oh yeah, and then you get that free furnace, or are you presenting it as, so really the furnace is the only thing that's free. Are you okay with that? Come on. Like, yeah, I'm not going to be excited about that. So this is where your excitement rubs off, but clarify that as you're going over that labor involved, right? Then the other thing we can do is we can be prepared. Be prepared for the objections, the common questions that are going to come out of this, right? So the common questions or objections are going to be, you know what? I think we're going to wait until later. So when you get that question or that objection, what you want to do is you want to ask a question back. Just say, well, what will change between now and then? See what they say. And then you can tie it back to what they had said earlier. They said what they had said they wanted to accomplish. If you don't mind me asking, you said that you were looking to get a new furnace installed here. So let me ask this. What's going to change between now and then? And see what they say. Because I'm betting you can tie back to those things that you had already talked about that emphasize that today was the best time to buy. And because we had already talked about these things, it was more of a proactive approach rather than me bringing these up on the back end and it being reactive. Because when it's reactive, it feels like it's salesy, right? Like, so I want to have already talked about these things and tie back to them. That's a proactive approach rather than bringing them up at the end. So be ready for that question. Another objection that might come out of this is continuing on with that now versus later. Be prepared to tie all that together. In the objection bootcamp, I go over this specific objection, and there's a specific way to tie it together of the repairs involved, the efficiency of the unit, replacing it now versus replacing it later, and we compare the pricing. And spoiler alert, it's a lot cheaper to do it today with this promotion than it is to wait until any time later. So they'll save a lot of money today versus later. So there's a specific close. Be ready with that. Another objection that may come out of this is they may shift and only want to do like half the system then. So explain all the labor that goes into that and setting up a half system versus a full system. Because again, similar to the now versus later, it's going to be a lot cheaper to do the full thing now than to do it later. Another objection that might come up is, I get all that, but I just don't have that much money. I was kind of planning for 50%, and that's how much money I got. I don't have that much money. Financing, great. Financing allows us a solution for what you need, right? It's a solution for the furnace in this case, right? Like you need a furnace, you need a new furnace. So it's a solution to that problem. Financing is a great solution. And if they do have 50% saved up, great. They can still put that down, finance the rest. There's very little. It's a simple interest loan. They can pay early, pay extra, and have this thing paid off great. But they're going to be saving a ton of money because they're buying it now versus waiting till later or doing it like half and half. So these are all the common objections, the common questions that are going to come up. Be ready for all of those, right? We go over a number of them in the objection bootcamp. So my biggest point in all this, though, is just have fun with this. This is a great promo. Our attitude dictates where this is going to go. And here's the reason I know this. The reason I know this is, do you know who does best with this promotion? Do you know which salesperson has the most success with any promotion, really, but in this case, a free furnace February? It's new people. New salespeople, specifically new salespeople from outside our industry. And the reason they do really well with this promotion, they don't know any better. They don't bring in their biases, right? Most of the problem with this promotion is our own biases and our own problems between our own 2 ears here. So get out, present this excitedly, because this is a great opportunity for the customer, great opportunity for you, and a great opportunity for your company. So that's today's question of the day. If you're enjoying question of the day, follow, share, and give a rating. Question of the day is on major streaming platforms. If you have a question, reach out to me either on social media or email. Both are going to be listed in the show description. Let's get your questions answered. And if you're a Nexstar member, schedule a call with me. Let's go into your situation one-on-one. I'm Coach Chris.